This review coming just as soon as I complete this pointless suicide run.
Hey everybody, Will here with a review of Marco Polo episodes 5 and 6. If you've missed my first two videos, I had links to them here. The action picks back up here, so I'll dive right in. Here are the 5 most important plot threads in episode 5. Hashashin. Hey, that sounds like assassin. The episode's first scene is action-packed, centering around an assassination attempt on the Khan. Everyone has their own ideas on how to respond. Ahmad seems to believe the Chinese were behind it, and wants to mobilize the army. Marco and Biamba think that they should investigate, with Jingjim stuck in the middle. I felt like this was the episode I've been waiting for. It was a chance for Marco to take charge of a situation for a change. Up until now, he's mostly been a secondary character. Here, he gets something interesting to do. Number 2, bromance. Marco and Biamba bond over their daddy issues. Up until now, Biamba had mostly been a background character. Here, he comes to the forefront. I felt like he and Marco worked well together. Number 3, Jingjim deals with his daddy issues. One of the running threads on the show so far has dealt with Jingjim trying to live up to his father. Here, he cracks a little when put into the big chair. I felt like the theme of this episode was daddy issues. The scene where he lashes out at Niccolo was really telling. This guy has a ton of unresolved daddy issues. He's in no hurry to be the Khan. Number 4, Ahmad and Yusuf are definitely up to something. Ahmad's been pushing for war a little too hard. There's something really fishy about this guy. He's turned into one of the more interesting characters in the show, mainly because I can't figure out what his deal is. I can't help but wonder if he's really up to something else. He and Yusuf didn't seem too concerned with finding the assassin, probably because they were the ones who hired them. Number 5, Marco finds a new daddy. The relationship between Marco and the Khan takes a turn here. Marco made big inroads in this episode. Up until now, he'd been an outsider. The image of him going upstairs with the Khan symbolized more than him just gaining a father figure. It was a sign that he's being accepted into the inner circle of the Khan's court. That brings us to episode 6, White Moon. This episode turned into a full-blown whodunit. But there were other things to keep your eye on too. Here are the most important threads. Number 1, the Blue Princess is an imposter. Little by little, this character's gotten more interesting, although I can't see why Marco's so in love with her. Maybe it's because she's forbidden fruit. He's going to an awful lot of trouble over a girl he has almost no shot with. Number 2, the cricket minister gets thrown out of his own party. Underneath all that posturing and words of wisdom, it's been clear all along that he's only interested in power and glory. This has been obvious to the Empress Dowager too. She makes no bones about her dislike for this guy, but you can't keep a good cricket down. He'll be back. Number 3, the wrestling princess returns. This is one of my favorite characters on the show so far. She reminds me of the sex pirate from Game of Thrones, just because her charisma here is so undeniable. It looks like there might be a love triangle with her, Marco, and Biamba. I'm curious to see where they go with that character. Number 4, Mei Lin goes kamikaze. For someone who'd shown themselves to be so cunning, I feel like this was a huge disservice to her character. Only because it makes no sense. There were about 1.5 million guards between her and the Khan. It just made no sense, especially when she could have just kissed him with her poisoned lips early on. Good thing Chabi disliked her so much. This part was just too confusing. Number 5, Marco's dad gets a new start. There was a line that Biamba had in the last episode when he was talking about his father, the Khan. He said, "I've learned to separate the man from the giant." Marco grew up hearing about his father, the great adventurer. Now that he's separated the man from the myth, they can relate to each other as equals. "We'll meet again," he says, "but probably not this season." In real life, the Polo family actually spent 2 decades in the Far East, so he's not going anywhere. I'll leave you now with the power rankings. If you disagree with anything I said, you can leave a comment down here. We'll pick up the threads next episode.